And if you haven't noticed, we're kind of on the edge of the map, so I will just go ahead and say this is the last level as a fish. You don't spend a whole lot of time as a fish. It's pretty straightforward and quick, short and sweet, which is not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a benefit to the game. The game doesn't spend more time than it really needs to on anything. I will tell you these sharks are annoying no matter what you do. Well, actually, let's take a look, friends. Let's just stop and think. Let us assume this is a normal, average-sized shark, right? Shark's pretty big. I mean, you've seen the Hollywood movies, right? They're like as big as a person. We are as big as a shark. We are like a really big fish. When you think about it, are we a shark or what? Yeah, this is the coast of something or another. Let's actually get a save state here, and because I don't know if we'll be able to. I don't know if you can go back after we're gonna do something. You can indeed jump on land, and the change of circumstance causes evolution, in which we become a fish that walks on land. However, as you can see, we're taking damage quite quickly. So the only thing we can do is jump back in the water, because frankly, we just don't have any lungs. We can't really deal with the hardships of breathing air. You did hear the seaweed talking amongst themselves, and, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but the Strolites whisper to one another. Strolite A: if we could move along the bottom of the sea without sinking, we would not have to be ruled by the Kuralasache. Shh! Speak quietly of our leader. In the cave, he will hear you. Yeah, that's... sorry, my impression of seaweed talking amongst themselves. So, indeed, those plant things, the blue plant things on the bottom of the seafloor right beneath us, would normally create oxygen in the water. However, the sharks are preventing them from doing so because, well, I'll just flat out tell you, the sharks don't want to change the way things are. It's kind of also what I like about this game. They add a hierarchy to the animal kingdom. Like, they can talk to each other and stuff. So, basically, the sharks are on top of the food chain, for obvious reasons. And they don't want to share power. They are on the top. They see no need to allow creatures to move out on the land because it would be a threat to them. I mean, what if the creatures on the land became more powerful? What if the creatures on the land gained abilities and started ruling the land and the kingdom of the land on their own? So the sharks are doing everything they can to keep the Strolites from producing oxygen. Therefore, keeping all the animals in the sea, stuck in the sea, or ocean, or lake, or wherever we are. And so, indeed, creating a monopoly of evolutionary power, limiting what other creatures can become. You guessed it, we're here to stop that. We're here to keep them from limiting other animals' evolutions. EVO wants to be free. EVO neutrality and all that. Yeah, really just want to eat you, shark. Alright. You go with the level 3 jaws, just because it'll speed up the grinding process a lot. Yeah, we kind of look weird and maybe a little retarded, but I'm not quite sure what we are. Are we a turtle? We're definitely not a turtle. Yeah, I would like to stop getting hit by you, actually. I would indeed like to bite you. Oh, this is, indeed frustrating. Go away! Right now! Oh, this is a very dangerous situation. Alright, now, we really don't want to get eaten. We kind of want to heal. Alright, there we go. Our jaws actually do damage to those little triangle-y looking things. Sharks have no armor, so we can use them as a good basis of how much damage we do. So you see, our jaws now do 5 damage. As much as their jaws. Despite the fact that we had their jaws not a moment ago, but whatever. Let's eat the... There we go. A little bit frustrating there. Yes, indeed. I'm not sure if we truly need to grind through... Do we really want to sit here and eat things for another 1200 EXP? Because that's what it's going to take. We have one tail we need to get for 500, and then another tail we need to get for... Oh, you come over here! You're such a wily, tricky, annoying monster, shark. Yes, indeed, here. Yeah, we'll just go with this tail. I guess we'll skip out on the other tail. Ah, that thing looks kind of cool, actually. Usually I don't get that one. Alright, well, we'll move on. Move into this place. That's a really big shark.
Who are you?
No, I'm doing the sun voice.
Who are you? Knowing this is the domain of the Kuralasache, king of the sea, why are you here? Are you not trying to help the Starlights build a new world? The sea is the only world. I will defeat anyone who helps the Starlights.
Yes, indeed. This is a really freaking big shark. He also wants to eat you. Very quickly. And not slowly. Bosses in this game do a lot of damage. And your best ally is really just to not get hit. Ever. They're a little nice to you in this one. They give you all that food over there that you can eat to heal yourself. We can't let ourselves get used to it. So this shark basically has two attacks. He dashes at you like that for a good 14 damage. Sometimes he runs into the wall, allowing you the chance to bite him. We are going to die. Okay, that was very close. And then his secondary attack is the tail whip. I don't remember if it does more or less damage, but I suppose we could try and find out. Yeah, and there we are, dead. Yes, there might be a bit of retrying in EVO when it comes to bosses. Indeed, there will be, and by a little I mean a lot. This game has a wonderful way of providing you with numerous amounts of regular enemies, such as the jellyfish, the slugs, flatworms, things like that, which are fairly easy to kill, and pretty fun just sitting around and grind on. However, when it comes to bosses, this game pulls out all the stops and says, nope, we're actually going to provide a challenge. So, the game has a wonderful balance of being pretty casually fun and easy, and then switching over and being like, it's boss time! And man, when it's boss time, you know it's boss time. Like, it's like, crap, pull out all the stops and get ready to kick some butt, because if you don't, you're gonna get your you're gonna get your evolved, whatever form of buttocks you have evolved into, you're going to get it handed to you. And as you see, my maneuverability was a bit off. I got a bit panicked and then cornered, which is about the last thing you want to have happen to you. We could increase our body size, obviously, like I've mentioned before, to give us more hit points. However, I don't find it to be enough of an advantage. You really just become big and slow. I think you can go up to about 60 hit points, if memory serves correctly, with the larger body there. Well, I guess it was wise not to grind and get that tail, because we're just about there now, aren't we? Literally just 1 point off. There we go. Oh no, 700, not 800. Alright, this is the final tail. Lets us move really darn fast, and it changed our hit points from 37 to 45. Quite a big difference, really. We do want a bit of EXP for a reason I'm going to show you. It involves what I like to call cheatery. Sometimes, though, it's the only way to defeat a boss. Well, I shouldn't say only. Obviously, because this is a real-time game, it is possible, however unlikely, but possible, to defeat every single boss in the game without getting hit once. However, to err is human, and, well, frankly, I'm not an alien, so I am indeed going to err. So we gathered that EXP for a reason that will probably become quite obvious fairly soon, depending on how many times I get hit here. And in case you were wondering, yes, it's probably fairly obvious that this is true, but the bosses do indeed, well, heal after you die, so there's no chance of whittling them down over a long period of time. Yes, it looks like we've got him in a good pattern here. Walking around in a circle, having him get hit in the face with the cave wall. Yes, this could work for us very well. So I will just go ahead and tell you why we amassed the EXP. I did, of course, mention it earlier, or hint or allude to it. However, okay, well, actually, we'll just use it now. By evolving the lowest level horn and paying 200 EXP, not only do we get the horn, but we also gain, well, health. We can use our horn to attack now, as you see I did there. Ow. It will break off eventually. It's not exactly what I would recommend as being a very staple form of attack, but it can work for you, I suppose. And as a bonus, if you can get it to break like that, when it breaks off, you get healed, because it counts as evolving. So it's kind of like the healing machine. I'm not quite sure if I should consider it a broken mechanic or not. On the one hand, I totally consider it broken, because it just doesn't make sense. Why would you heal when your horn breaks off? Why would you heal when you evolve a horn? But at the same time, the bosses are so difficult that I kind of view it as potion spamming, you know what I mean? When you play an RPG and you just can't beat the boss, you go out and buy 99 of the best potions and just potion spam the boss to death. Anyway, as you can see, in a kind of funny manner, it drops sushi, which gives you a junk load of EXP that we can't use. Actually, I think we can use it. I'll explain why in a minute. We are the Strolites! Outside the sea is a world filled with oxygen. Well, I read that wrong. Oxygen is being born. The entrance is here. Yes, oxygen is in the water now. It's no longer a foreign agent to our body. We've, off-camera, evolved our lungs, and therefore, well, one could argue that when we land on the coast, we'll evolve our lungs, so let's do it. Change of circumstance causes evolution. Mysterious time stream evolves you. We're adorable. We can jump a lot. We also can't move very quickly at all, but kind of makes sense, really. Well, anyway, before we move forward, we have all this EXP, so we might as well evolve into something crazy. Let's just go with, let's increase our body size. I do actually recommend increasing the body size at this point, because the size of your body actually carries over into the new era. And if you follow the evolutionary chain, obviously the next era would be the era of insects and amphibians. And in my opinion, it's better to be a small fish than a big fish. However, when it comes to being an amphibian, I think size matters. So we're going to increase our body size so that we can go directly into being a big amphibian. And I don't really know what just happened there. I jumped off the screen. Oh, there we go. Well, anyway, there you get to see the big fish. Yes, our color changes. We get a purple fin for some reason. Don't ask. We're slower. We have 55 hit points. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. Let's slap on the next best horn that we can get. We have 900 EXP. We could go with a swordfish horn, but I really don't like it. So we're gonna just go with the. Let's go with an angler horn. This could be interesting looking. Yeah, That looks really odd.